what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. And either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make a full difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down, you're going to do the same for him. That's the key, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you going to do?
My dog, not the other one. You gonna be faced. Make it stay, circle back to the baby, hey. Get a lady in the kid with the grade. I say my ego. Look, catch it out like a fish. I say
what it be like?
Yo,
Say, what it do, America?
What it do?
How y'all doing out there? You know, this is the best I felt health-wise in like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my body has been, you know, acting like Keith Sweat. Something. something just ain't right. I'm just, but I feel better today. Not going to overdo it. This rain is kind of throwing me off. It's kind of throwing me off. But I am the father.
And I am the son. You already know.
We're talking about football. Father plus son plus football podcast, season 3 finale.
Crazy.
Episode 17.
Crazy. Happy
Last
holidays.
episode.
Happy late Christmas. Happy late New Year's.
I'm just saying.
For all the ones I didn't get to.
Do you realize this is your last podcast as a high school football player?
As a high school football player, as a young kid. I turn legal next month.
You turn 18 next month.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I graduate this year. Oh my gosh. So,
a lot going on for the young man.
A lot going on.
It's funny. While you're counting up to maximum independence, I'm counting down maximum influence. Like, understand, I have been your coach and your trainer since birth. Yeah. And I got about 6 months left. If that. Because you go off to college, I'm not going to be able to be your trainer. Not going to be able to oversee your weight training. Not going to be able to oversee your speed work. The mental.
You'll definitely get a FaceTime here and there. I got you. I can't.
Yeah,
especially when I'm gone.
Look. Stop lying.
Nah.
You know how I know you're lying.
Nah.
You don't even know you're lying. You ain't lying on purpose. 2 weeks ago, you did a 3-day weekend getaway with your sister, right?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I went to Yosemite. It was
for 3 days, right?
Yeah.
How many times you call home?
None.
0.
But like that's
how many text messages? How many text messages did you send home?
Absolutely none.
So don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No. That's different though. That's different.
It ain't. It's only different to you because you want to say it's different, but it ain't different.
Nah, it's different.
It ain't different.
It's different.
No. You think you're going to be calling home and checking on dad and FaceTiming dad about what training
well, of course not like, frequently because I'm going to be in training. I got school.
I know.
I'm going to be doing other stuff. I'm definitely going to be tired.
The only time you're going to contact me?
What?
When you need some money.
Well, hopefully I'm in a position where I don't have to.
Well, of course. But I will have to text you like a threatening message with exclamation points for you to call me back. No. Don't make me show up to campus! Exclamation. And then you're, Dad, what's going on, Dad? Dad, I was in class. I was in study hall. Yeah. How are you doing health-wise?
Health-wise, I'm a lot better. I'll tell you what, when I had practice yesterday, after that all-star game, after being off for a cool minute, oh my gosh, I felt
it's so hard. It's not hard to get in shape, but you can lose the shape you're in quickly, especially if there's sickness involved.
Oh, absolutely. Like if you're, it's different if you're just like sitting around doing nothing. And not practicing. But like if you're sick, doing nothing, it becomes 10 times worse. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Yeah,
that's why it's important to stay healthy. That's why it's important to eat the right things, do the right things. And you do, you do that for the most part. Your diet is really solid. You eat some stuff you shouldn't eat, but not at a level to where it ought to affect you and your training. Yeah. I haven't seen your training impacted negatively by food choices or drink choices. I haven't seen that in years. So, but sickness can change all that. Hey, when you what did you think? I'm gonna throw this in there because I don't know if people know about this. Lugal. Your grandmother made us like twice. She made us big old pot of Lugal. I don't even know how to spell that. And I don't really know what's in it. To be honest with you.
Be honest, I don't know. I don't know what's in it either. Besides that, these like little pieces of ginger and chicken that I know. But like other than that, I really don't. Other than that, I don't know.
It works though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. Those of you who are listening, if you've ever had Lugal, I want to hear from you. Give me a star, a like, or something. Let me know. Let me know that
we could bring you on right now.
No, I know we don't want no Lugal guests. I mean, we're not doing recipes on Lugal. But if you know what Lugal does to the body when, and your mom tries to make Lugal, it ain't her mother's Lugal. Nah. Your mom can keep her Lugal. Nah. Her Lugal looks like grits on top of chicken. Your grandma, it looks like a soup that don't look like it has chicken in it at all. Your mom like just drops big old pieces of drumstick in a soup, and your grandmother, I don't ever see the chicken coming until it's actually on the spoon. I'm just.
Yeah, you definitely gonna hear about all this as soon as we get off the broadcast.
Yeah. Hey, so what? I'm gonna go get in my car and go on a safari or something after the broadcast. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's drop the screen over here. Let's give people an update on your apparel. What's happening with your apparel? Shout out to those who have been supporting.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So you have 3 shirts out now. 2 of them have been made public, right? Here's the first one.
Yep.
Invictus. It's kind of dope, right? Invictus, it actually has the Invictus, part of the Invictus poem on the bottom. All t-shirts, $20. Dry fit t-shirts for $25. Hoodies, $40. Right? Very fair prices. Not trying to rob people, but trying to get your and all this money goes back to you. Here's your second one. See it through. I think that was your first one, actually.
See
it through.
Yeah. See it through is first.
It has a part of the poem in there. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you're just facing what other men have met. So you got See It Through, and you have Invictus. And if in the circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Out of bludgeoning the chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Invictus, I like that one a lot. Here's the latest one. Bridge Builder. The builder lifted his old gray head. Good friend in the path I've come, he said. There followeth after me today a youth whose feet who must pass this way. This chasm which was as not to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross at the twilight dim. Good friend, I'm building this bridge for him. And then I put a picture of me in the background because I am your
bridge builder. Bingo.
That's what's up. Notice in the bridge builder, no athletic photos.
Nope.
Because football is not what I'm building. I'm building for you a lot. Football just happens to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's senior portraits.
Yep.
2 of them senior portraits. One's in a gown, one's in a tux. And then we got we got the Hogo fit. Yeah. No, put it back up. I want to see it one more time.
One more time.
Yeah, there we go.
Your Hogo fit looking like Nino Brown.
I'll tell you, when as soon as I showed up, I got so many of those comments. They're like The Rock, Brown. I think there's like 2 others, 2 more.
Do you even know who Nino Brown is? You do not.
I don't know.
You do not.
I didn't search it up, and be honest with you, I did not want to search it up because I was like, if it's not somebody who doesn't look like me, I'm gonna be mad.
Wesley Snipes.
I gotta search it up.
You gotta go watch the movie. The movie is called New Jack City.
New Jack City. That sounds very familiar. I think I might, if I see the face, I might know who it is, but the name.
Nah. You ain't watched New Jack City and walked away not remembering New Jack City. New Jack City's got a lot of classic lines in it. G Money, you know. I think the idea of we all we got, we all we need kind of comes from New Jack City. Okay. Ice-T is in it. Christopher Williams. Yeah, these are names. Yeah. The iconic, you know, living just enough for the city. I'm just saying. You can't do the homework now, so you got to do it later. Postseason awards. We kind of went over this on episode 16, but
Paul in the chat, hello. Good afternoon.
All right. Paul Mao. What's up, Paul? Glad to have you.
Hello. Double high, too high.
As we get to these postseason awards, real quick, here's an image. What we got going on here? We got 3 images that you produced. Talk about
them. Yeah, so this was my last high school football banquet. Monroe Catholic. I got offensive MVP, well, offensive player of the year, and then I got overall MVP. So that was pretty cool.
You know, you should have got all 3, right? Defensive MVP too.
I'm not, but you know, we don't focus on what could have happened. Focus on what can happen. What to do now.
I like that attitude. We're not gonna focus on what could have happened. Let's just focus on what happened.
In the end, I still got my stack. You know, so
what is that in your hand? Let's go to image 2.
Those are all the football ones. Yeah, those are all the football plaques.
So in 4 years of football, you got 5 plaques playing football. Yeah. All right. And then here's his last one.
Yeah, that one I was just going on TikTok and I saw somebody do a money spread around. I was like, And I just got the idea, you know. So I just got all the plaques, put them in a circle, and I put the ring in the middle.
What's
ring
the
was
ring?
The most important part. That's the state championship ring. Come on now.
I know, but maybe some people listening don't.
Yeah, I know. But state championship. Paul, how's your day going? My day's going pretty well. I woke up maybe about 2 to 3 hours before this broadcast started. But yeah, overall, I'm doing pretty well. How are you, Paul? How are you?
That's good postseason awards. Most of those awards you have there, like most inspirational. I think you got hurdler of the year 1 year in track and field.
Yeah,
did you not?
I believe so. Yeah, most valuable hurdler.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, well, let's come out of the media part. And back to banners. Give ourselves back to the screen. Recruiting updates. How? Let me tell you. Can I be honest?
Go ahead.
I will be delighting in the Lord when your recruiting is over. You know why?
Because you have to put up all this stress.
It's a lot to deal with. It's like
that's real. That's real.
You know, it's funny. Now, what I love about the recruiting process is it forced me to come completely up to date on all of what's going on in recruiting. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of what's going on in recruiting is fool's gold. It ain't real. It has the appearance of real, but it is fake as a $3 bill. And what's sad is when you think of college football and coaches, you think about men of integrity. And I would say 70% have no integrity. 70%. And majority of high school athletes are dealing with the 70% who are just doing things, saying things to get likes and attention from other high school students. It's really sad. But what I love about the process is that it allows me to help athletes and parents younger than you. So like we were in Atlanta, right? We were in Georgia. And I had a lot of parents ask questions. A lot of parents asking me questions about the recruiting process. And one of the bits of advice I was able to give was, if your student is going from high school to college, you are not making a decision from high school to a 4-year. You're not leaving high school making a 4-year commitment. You're making a 2-year commitment at best. And that's why junior colleges, if junior colleges do it right, junior colleges are going to be the automatic next step for high school athletes.
Yeah.
Automatic. The competition at a junior college is superior to a D3. You got to understand, if you can go from high school to D2, do it. But even that, 2-year commitment. 2-year commitment. Even if you were blessed to go from high school to a Power 5, right? Still only 2-year commitment.
2-year commitment, yeah.
I don't care if you go from Monroe Catholic to Alabama or Monroe Catholic to Indiana State. 2-year commitment. I love that quarterback from Ole Miss. He won 2 national championships at the D2 level. What did he do his 4th year? Transferred to Ole Miss. Now he's in the Final Four of football as a starting quarterback at Ole Miss.
Paul in the chat, they went bowling. That's pretty cool. Hey, if you need that work in bowling, I'm a curving specialist. I'll spin that ball.
Paul asked, is football your favorite sport?
Absolutely. Football to me really is my life, It's just like, I like other sports, like they're all cool. It's okay. Like if there's one that like I really like deeply connect with, it's football. It's speed.
Paul also asked, what is your favorite college football team?
Ooh, my favorite college football team. I don't really have one. I just really like watching college football. Keep it real.
I don't think you're telling the truth. I watched every single college football semifinal game. Quarterfinal game.
I'm not on that level yet, but I'm getting there.
Because you don't love football like that. See, I'm not watching. See, you watch football for entertainment.
No.
I watch football because I'm studying everything.
Not only do I watch football for my entertainment, not only that, I'll give you that, but I also got to watch my position, see how they move. Because I tell you, no.
You didn't miss any of the quarterfinal games. Because let me tell you, the defenses, your position in particular, I was watching your position, and the offenses were doing a lot to manipulate the guys who play your position. That dig route, that 10 to 15 yard dig route is killing strong safeties. Yeah. Killing the mesh. When they throw you guys in one-on-one and then they mesh you all the way from like say the hash to the other side, killing strong safeties.
Hey, they did that in the All-Star game. They did at least a couple plays in the All-Star game. That was one of the big catches. The dude just ran the dig, and he was.
So then my problem for you is, what are you gonna do about it? Because if you're watching it and you seeing, they are targeting your position, targeting the position you play on defense. That's the position they're targeting. How do you make them pay often? And if you can't make them pay often, when it's 3rd and long, they're going to get you. I'm just saying, you got to take the education level. You got to take training. You got to take the reading of the keys, your film study. It's all got to go to another level.
Yeah. Paul in the chat, when did you get into football? I think I was either like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, it wasn't 4.
Sure.
I think you got into football at 6. I don't think I had you playing football at 5 years old. I don't think so.
I think you introduced it at 5. Something.
Now, I'll put it like this. You didn't play tackle football till you were like 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years old.
What age did you most love football?
And at that time, I thought you were going to be an offensive player. I wanted you to be a quarterback, but you couldn't throw. You never. You want to
throw. Well, at that time, yeah.
At that time, you couldn't. You throwing sidearms.
Even now, you shot put it.
Even right now, you shot put it more than you throw it. You're not a quarterback. You're a thrower. If I wanted you to do a double pass, you'd be great at that. But if I needed you to throw 20 times in a game, you're probably throwing 4 interceptions.
Interceptions, though.
Yeah, you're not that guy. You're not a quarterback, and that's okay.
I'm not that guy.
You do other things excellent. Quarterback is just not one of them.
Down, set, hut. I'm getting that ball. I'm running. I don't even forget an interception. I'm gonna just run.
All right, let's go to this. This might be scary. This might be scary, America. Top 5 questions.
It's not necessary. It's not really. It's not too deep. It's not too deep.
If it's not too deep, it ain't good enough, man. This is the season finale, brother. You're supposed to ask questions. Listen. You're supposed to have questions that make the audience go like,
Okay. I got you. Okay.
I can't believe he asked his dad that question on live. Okay. He asked his dad. This is your opportunity to ask questions to make people go, oh, I can't wait to hear what his dad gonna say. Ooh.
All right, okay. I got you. All right, starting number 1, contestant number 1. Why do you think athletes struggle to talk about their mental health, and how can teams change that?
I don't think your age of athletes has a problem talking about their mental health. I think your age, your generation doesn't really understand what mental health is. You guys have a very hard understanding of being held accountable versus feeling sorry for yourselves because you got held accountable, and because you feel sorry for yourselves because you don't like the way being held accountable felt. Y'all call it mental health. No. Put your big boy drawers on and understand the difference between accountability, because most young men in your generation only talk about mental health struggles when they done got their butt chewed out for doing something they had no business doing. You hardly find any young men your age doing well, out of trouble, and then needing to go talk to the coach because you got some mental health issues going on. Your generation doesn't like correction. Can I say it?
Go ahead. Hey, it's the finale. Come on now, everything's said. Come on.
Your generation of young men despise correction from men, but you want to play football. That's dumb as bricks.
I can see that.
You got young men right now. You got young men right now who cannot handle hard coaching.
Yeah.
Simply because the person coaching them hard is a man. Sad. So I don't believe mental health is an issue among athletes. I think teammates are very sensitive to athletes who are going through natural situations that they pick up on as teammates long before the coaches get an idea that something mentally may be going on. I think athletes are there for athletes. But when typically we're talking about mental health issues among athletes, it's typically a young man who cannot take the fact that he is being held accountable for something from a male coach who actually believes it. So they start talking about their mental health. No, ain't nothing wrong with your mental health, boy. You ain't that fragile. You just didn't like the fact that you got checked by a coach for not doing your job, and you got checked in front of your peers. And you call it mental health because that's supposed to be some boogeyman phrase that's supposed to make us treat you a little differently. No, turn your helmet in, turn your shoulder pads in, or choose to be accountable and get better because we love you that much. Straight up. Straight up. That was a great question. Give me the second one. Let's go. Bring it.
Okay.
Bring it.
How has sports changed you who you are as a person?
Sports has never changed me as a person. Sports has never changed me as a person. It's only revealed who I am. Straight up. Sports don't change nobody. It just reveals who you are. If you about that smoke in sports, you about that smoke in the streets, you about that smoke in a supermarket, you about that smoke in the mall, you about that smoke in your house, because you about that smoke. Sports is just another place where you about that smoke, right? Sports don't change me or anybody else. Just reveals. Just reveals. That's it.
Okay.
He pausing. He pausing. He don't know what to ask. He got 3 more questions.
What's one mistake young athletes should stop making right now?
What is one mistake young athletes need to stop making right now?
Yep, absolutely.
All young athletes need to stop making the mistake of creating avatar selves.
What do you mean?
So all of you have been raised in a generation of thought that suggests fake it till you make it. All of you have been raised to think, let me back up. When I was a kid, right? Fatherless. This is when I was fatherless. I'd have a basketball, right? And at this time, you had Magic Johnson, you had the beginning of Michael Jordan. Well, Jordan came along. I had my dad by that time. But in the football world, you had O.J. Simpson, and you had all these iconic sports people, right? And as a little boy who didn't have a father, I'm often regulated to playing outdoors by myself, right? And outdoors, I thought I was Dr. J, right? So I could dunk, I could do these loop-de-loop, George Gervin with the finger roll. I mean, these are guys that I wanted to be like. So you would hear a kid like me on the court who would be commentating himself. He's got the ball. He's in the corner. Oh, he shook him. He's going left. And now
3,
he's going
2,
left. He laid it
1.
Up. 1. And I missed the shot. And then I'd say, he was fouled. Now I go to the free throw line. I shoot the free throws. Brick. Both free throws. Oh, the guy stepped on the line. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing? I'm creating this make-believe world, right? Where everything benefits me. Every call. If it's an awesome play, I did it. Now, I bricked 4 times before I actually made the shot. When I made the shot, right? Oh,
the crowd goes wild.
I'm the team. I'm the guy. I'm the MVP. All that stuff, right? The difference is when I was a kid doing that, I knew I was playing. I knew I missed that shot 8 times before I made it once. Yeah. I knew that there wasn't no real commentating to the game. Your generation don't know the difference. Your generation sits up and y'all create this avatar where you are perfect. You don't make any mistakes. You are Steph Curry. You is good as Steph Curry. You going from the 6th grade to playing for the Dallas Cowboys in the 7th grade. That's what y'all think. And here's what's funny. You guys think it to the point that you don't know the difference between the truth that is who you are and the avatar you created. That's why y'all like video games more than my generation. Because when you controlling and you joysticking and you playing Kobe Bryant and the Black Mamba is doing all, you think you doing that. You have forgot all of the calculations in the video game that allow you to do that. You're forgetting about the power, the speed of Tyreek Hill that helps you do that on the video game. You think because Tyreek Hill can return a punt return back for 90-something yards, you think you did that.
Yeah.
So then you get to the football field, and the coach asks, anybody want to return punts? And you say, I want to do it. I want to do it. Why? Because you've been being Tyreek Hill on a video game all summer. And then you get back there, that ball get kicked to you, and you just find out you don't even know how to actually catch a punt. Because, see, there's no joystick for you on a high school football field. So here you are thinking, oh, I'm a raw. I know. I played with Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill in a video game that has all kind of algorithms and all types of science and mathematics involved in the graphicking, you have none of that. While you were perfecting your joystick fingers, you weren't outside perfecting your punt return catch. Yep. So now you out there bold as hell, believing that you're going to do what you've been seeing on video games, and all of a sudden now you getting mollywopped, and all of a sudden now the coach ain't nothing because the coach can't do for you what you do for a video game. I'm just saying. Yeah. So what all young high school athletes have to do, got to stop. They got to know the difference between their avatar life and who they are. Who you are absolutely is the only thing that matters. And until you improve who you are more than you're trying to improve your video game efficiency, you're never going to be worth a salt tablet at all. You ain't going to be worth nothing.
Man, Paul, with these questions, they're cooking right now. What position am I in football? I am an athlete, strong safety, free safety, running back. You can put me in a slot receiver here and there.
Stop lying. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just had this entire. You are not no slot receiver. Just like you found out in Georgia, you're not no punt returner.
I've been on wasn't a punt returner. I was saying, hey, all 10 fingers down, all 10 toes down. I didn't want to punt. They said go back there because we didn't have any punt. They said go back there. We'll just start seeing who can ball. The first one, I let it go. I let it bounce to me. I took it back. The second one, the punter, because we had a left footed kicker. I'm telling you, them lefties are different. He kicked the ball. It went so high up, but it was spinning. It was spinning as I'm going to go get it. And the next thing you know, the spin stops. And I'm like, huh? And it just drops while I'm running for it. And I'm like, what kind of punt was this? Like, I've never seen a punt like that.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it. Did you hear what I said as soon as I saw it?
You said Hunter started or something?
I said, get him out of there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to be in there.
I don't know that. All I said is get him out of there.
I didn't want to be.
I done seen him play football. 4 years of high school football, 3 years of varsity. Not one time did he do a punt return. Get his behind out of there. Get him out.
JV wishes.
Get him out.
How old am I? Hey, yo. I'm 17.
All right, give me your fourth question.
All right, fourth question. What's a failure that actually helped shape you who you are today?
A failure? A failure that helped shape me?
Yeah.
When you say failure, you talking about me failing or somebody failing me? Who's the failure that's shaping?
You, meaning a point in your life where you failed. So no, let me not say failure. A point in your life where you failed and it shaped you to either do better or to change certain things to better your life.
I've had my fair share of failure, but I don't know that any failure helped shape me. Like I'm not, I don't think I've ever failed. I failed because I didn't prepare for something, or I failed because I bit off more than I could chew, or I failed because I didn't plan out the negative possibilities. I only stared at the positive potential outcomes. So I wouldn't say that failure shaped me. I would say I learned to do my due diligence so that I would not fail in that same thing again. That makes sense? I'm not saying I don't have failure, but all of my failures in life are rooted in my refusal to take a look at all potential outcomes. And when you refuse to take a look at all potential outcomes because you have a particular outcome you want to see, you'll fail at a higher rate. But that's predictable failure. You know you failed because you refused to look at or study out all of the potential angles to ensure you can win. Like you can win a football game, but it won't be by accident. Right. You can sit up and say, okay, we've studied their offense. We studied their offense. We studied their offense. We're going to shut their offense down. Yeah, but we didn't study their defense. Or we studied their offense and their defense, but we didn't study their special teams. To ensure victory, to go into a game ultimately confident that you are going to be successful, you must be able to look at all of your weak points and shore those up. Yeah. And now if I say I take a look at all of my collective failures, I would say what I come to conclusion with is if I don't want to fail, then I must plan every degree of what I'm doing, not just the stuff that's easy, not just the stuff that makes me feel good. I got to study it at a level to where I know everything that's going to happen. Whether I wanted to know it or not, I know it. You know, but right now in my life in football, I am an offensive coach who coaches defense too. Right. But now I'm getting nitpicky. I want to know line blocking schemes so well that there's no way you can get 2 to 3 yards on any given play. Right. It all comes down to personnel failing, not scheme. Right. And so my failures have forced me to say, if you don't want to fail, then you got to plan better. You got to study harder. You cannot leave any stone unturned. Right. So that's what I say. But as far as failures making me better as failures prove that I wasn't being my best person. It didn't make me a better person. It just reveals that I wasn't being my best person at the time. And that I don't like. So I want to be my best person. That doesn't make me better or worse than anybody. It's not a comparison to somebody else. It's me versus me. And I don't have any failures that made me better. I've had failures that forced me to say, now, if you don't like that, then put more energy. Do
something about it. Exactly.
Put more energy in studying and doing what's right, because you already knew what was right. You chose to ignore it because you thought it was just going to happen. Right. It doesn't work like that. Now you know, again that it doesn't work like that. All right. That's 4 questions, man.
Well, okay. Can you give me 2? Because this last one is very serious, and then I gotta throw,
yeah. So 6. I can't have 6. You got to go to 7. I don't do 6. You got to go to 7. So go ahead, shoot.
6, 7. Okay. All right. I'll do 7. All right. This last serious question. All right. Real talk. What is a Bible scripture that either best describes your life or that you feel the most connected with, or I should say that you like the most?
The scripture that contexts my life is in the book of 1 John. It's an epistle written by John while he was in seclusion of the island of Patmos. And John says in his first epistle, he says, even if your heart condemns you, God is greater than your heart, and he knows all things. And I hold on to that because I'm really hard on myself. I expect, with the mind that God has given me and the amount of energy I using it, I expect to make the right decision every time. But inevitably, because of our humanity, even at my best to do, mistakes or misunderstandings or flat out failure can take place. And John says, even if your heart condemns you, meaning you feel bad about this particular perspective of your life, you know this isn't your best self. You know this isn't the best duty. John says, before you start allowing what you think about you, before you start allowing the dreadful thoughts that you have about yourself because of this particular situation, before you punish you for the outcome, whatever it may be, John says, God's greater than your heart. And he knows all things. God knows that even though my heart was right to do this, God knew that there were situations in place that I was never going to be able to do that. And I wasn't going to discover that until failure was labeled. I did everything in my power to do this, and I did everything in my power to do that, and it still was misunderstood. It was still trampled upon. It was still rejected, and I don't understand because all I wanted to do was do this and help with that, and then I was treated like garbage. And I felt bad to myself because I thought I was helping, and I wasn't helping at all. I thought I was participating. And I came to the conclusion, nobody asked you. Nobody wanted you here anyway. Nobody asked you to get involved. Nobody asked you to try to fix it. We happy with this as it is. Why don't you go on somewhere and do something and meddle in somebody else's fixer-upper? And you start to feel bad within yourself because you're trying to do this, you try to do that, and nothing works. And you start to condemn yourself. You start to wonder, where did I do wrong? Why is it that it wasn't accepted? And John comes along and says, while you're ascribing failure, while you're ascribing negativity to your own character over the outcome of something you thought would be different, God's greater than your heart. And he knows all things. He knows where your heart was right and it went wrong. He knows where you were trying to do this but didn't have all the knowledge. Just because you had a desire for something to be this God knew it was never going to be that. So before you start falling to pieces about yourself, understand that God thinks more highly of you than you currently think about yourself in this negative situation. And that verse has blessed me throughout the years. And it's a verse that I really wish people who are on the verge of like suicidal thoughts, I really wish that they come alongside that verse, because what the verse says is, I understand how you feeling right now. And I understand why you're justifying believing to do what you're thinking about doing. But if you could just hold on and understand that God is greater than your heart, God is greater than your understanding, God is greater than your sum total of human emotion. He knows all things. Right. I think people like that could pause in the midst of the negativity they're about to manifest upon their lives and just live one more day to see what God sees about God's knowledge of them is greater than their own heart. So yeah, that's my answer. That's my answer. All right.
I like that. All right. Now, this is more so of the JV football team. Who really runs the team? Is it the coaches, the captains, or the loudest person in the locker
room? The JV football program? Mm-hmm. The JV football program is run by the mature JV athletes who have proven to the coaching staff that they can lead. In JV football, if you want your varsity program to be right, it's got to start with the leadership of the JVs. Mm-hmm. But JV leadership can't be about who's the loudest or who's the most athletic. Right. JV has got to be about who are the athletes that are naturally an extension of the coaching staff. Because ultimately, the players accept criticism from their peers a lot better than they accept criticism from a coach. I don't care how high profile of a coach you are. I don't care how many wins you have. I don't care how many rings you have. I don't care how many accolades have been bestowed upon you. In the end, young men follow young men. And so smart coaches, which I would classify myself, you find the athletes that are influentially positive on and off the field, and you allow them to be your captains. Now, does that mean that person's going to be a starter? Nope. Nicholas Elopri, JV player at Monroe Catholic, this kid had never played football before. And every week, he just kept getting better. I remember when we first started our Mr. Intensity, and he was getting trucked, but he was getting right back up. And after a couple of weeks, he was doing the trucking. After a couple of weeks, some of the athletes who are our top guys, was when he got up to the front, they kind of let somebody else get in front because Nicholas wasn't allowing scoring. And then I'll never forget, we had a very tough loss to a team that we should not have lost. And we lost that game because of our better athletes folded under the pressure for no reason, really. They just folded under the pressure. It happens to young men. But we had a team meeting, and Nicholas Elopri spoke in that team meeting. I don't know how he became the last kid to speak, but somehow he was the last kid to speak. And man, let me tell you, when Nicholas finished speaking, all I could do was walk up to him and hug him. And I think he was shocked because I wasn't hugging nobody. Because majority of the kids were talking about they were scared, they was fearful, and all this kind of stuff. When Nicholas stood up, he said, when I was on the bus, I was scared, I was fearful. He says, but when I stepped on the field, all of that goes away. I'm not going to allow that to take a hold of me. I'm going to remember what my coaches told me, and I'm going to do what my coaches told me to do to the best of my ability, and I believe that'll give me good results. Something to that effect is what he said. And he said it better than I just said it. And I just said, I remember God while he was talking saying, if every kid on this team was like that kid, y'all would never lose a game. Y'all would never lose a game. Now, that means some of my kids would lose some athleticism because he's not the most athletically gifted. But then a lot of kids would gain strength, mental strength.
Yep.
And so he characterizes what winning football was about. All I could do was walk up to him and hug him. And after that, the way in which his teammates responded to his speech demanded he be named a captain. And when he was named captain, the entire team, from the most gifted to the athlete who wasn't playing at all, they celebrated him. It ain't because of tackle he made. It ain't because of an interception. It ain't because of a lead block. It was because the fortitude in that young man. He was honest with who he was. He wasn't trying to act like he was Nick Bosa. He wasn't trying to act like he was, Myles Garrett. He has his favorite athletes that he likes, but he also knows he's not them. He also was able to articulate the same things others was able to articulate, having fear, being afraid. But the one thing that he articulated that was quite different was, even though I feel those things, I'm not going to allow them to take me hostage. And in so doing, he became a team captain, and our other two team captains, Josiah Knight and Corey Hall Jr., they did not start off as captains. How did they become captains? Not because of what they were doing on game day. It's because when we were doing conditioning, these two dudes made a pact to sprint against each other every single sprint to make each other better. Sometimes Corey won, sometimes Josiah won, and they dapped each other up, line back up. Well, that's what you want to see guys doing. You want guys who can show you leadership, not just talk leadership. And so Corey Hall Jr., Josiah Knight, and Nicholas Elopre, those are our three captains. And they did a phenomenal job. They could be banked on in practice, on game day, and during the school day, just walking around campus. You can bank on them. And that's what you're looking for in team captains. Yep. Final question.
It's just a little funny question. What's the funniest movie line you have ever heard?
The funniest movie line?
Mm-hmm.
The funniest movie line?
Yep.
I've seen a lot of funny movies. The funniest movie line?
Yep.
I don't have one right now. I can't. I mean, I know a lot of funny movie lines, but I don't think I have a favorite funny movie line. I mean, what keeps coming to mind is Coming to America. We're all playing an old barber. He said, his mama called him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay. That was funny. That was funny because it was, Cassius Clay, changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Everybody's calling him Muhammad Ali. And Arsenio Hall says, his mama called him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay. And I was like, that's funny. That's the only movie line that I can think of right now that kind of like came through 2-3 times. That was a funny movie line to me. Funny movie line. Arsenio Hall in Coming to America playing one of the barbers in the barbershop. Yeah. All right, man. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I thought you was gonna come a little tougher than that. Thought you was gonna come a little tougher than that, but you know, I'm still your father and you still gotta live here. So I understand how you kind of nervous. You're not quite sure, what kind of questions to ask, but yeah, that was fair.
No, this is technically titled the finale. But I was going to say, we could do a podcast after my birthday, after my signing.
No, I'm not interested. I've gone 17 weeks with you, your senior year. I'm very proud of you. And, you played your last high school football game in Georgia. 17-10.
And I'm 1-1. I'm 1-1.
Yeah. Hey, we down with Coach QUYN Whitehead. That's our guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You hear how he was talking to me when I first showed up? He was like, hey, we go, we're gonna do a trade to stay here with me real quick. I was like, Coach, no.
Nah, that kid Whitehead, man. I purposely made sure that all our family that was there in Georgia at the end of the game, after the game was over, I personally went and sought him out because I just wanted a picture. I wanted a picture with him and our family, and he obliged to take that photograph. I will definitely get that picture put up on the wall because it's precious to me. I have much respect for Coach QUYN Whitehead. I love that brother, and I would love to coach with him one day. I would love to coach on the same sideline.
Be a winning program.
Not just again. I mean, I would love to, go to Georgia, in a year or two, and coach with. He was the head coach of a school in Georgia, and he was like, "Hey, Evans, I need you to come run the offense." I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I figured if I'm in Georgia, I'm closer to everywhere you'll probably be playing in college, so it'll make it even easier for me to get there. So,
yeah,
that's that. But I was sick the whole time, though, physically.
Yeah, I was too.
It was bad. And I hadn't been that sick in years, but I was dedicated to the cause. Our coaching staff did a phenomenal job. Our team was not as gifted as our team was last year, but our defense was phenomenal.
You know what I noticed last year? Both teams had good offense.
Yeah.
This year, both teams had more so good defense.
And it's funny. I noticed that too. I think last year, everything as far as the drafting was more offensive centric.
Yeah.
This year, it was clearly more defensive centric. And I was trying to win the game because I believed our kicker deserved MVP.
No, well, our kicker was MVP. Really?
Yeah, our kicker. Our
kickers. Oh my gosh.
That young man was he goes to South County High School there in Georgia. Luke Waters. That young man is phenomenal, and he needs to be kicking on Saturdays on ESPN, 1. He needs to be on TBS, TNN. He needs to be on all ABC. He needs to be playing on some Power 5 conference because number one, you ain't going to have a return game because he's kicking it in the back of the end zone. Yeah, and he can kick 50-yard field goals with no problem. And that wind was crazy, and he was still kicking it.
Booting that thing. There is only 2 kickers in my entire high school career where I've been like, actually, no, take that back because we've had some good kickers on our side. But opposing teams,
yeah,
there's Tyler Hendricks.
Is he's Del Norte, right?
No, he's St. Bernard.
St. Bernard. Yeah, he's good. Dang,
he came out halftime just easily kicking 60-yard field goals. Like, oh my gosh. Middle of the thing. I'm like, okay. And then the kicker from the All-Star game.
Luke Waters.
Yep.
South County High School. I had a wonderful time at the P State. I really like that young underclassman safety, Jarrell Ellinger.
Yeah. I didn't know. I did not know he was class of 27.
Class of 27. And matter of fact, after that game, he got an official offer from Tuskegee. Tuskegee was one of the colleges that was there. And they gave him, they offered him a scholarship right there on the spot. And, that's the work we do. That young man, I had heard, it's funny because Coach Eugene Denard, the head coach of Fremont High School, he circled back with me and he said, hey, I need that safety because I know Alonzo Carter, the new head coach of Sac State, he's looking for a safety. And I'm like, he has Seth right here. What are we waiting on? And but I didn't hate. I said, Ehlinger is deserving too. So if they want to wait a year for a safety, they need to go get Ehlinger out of Georgia. But if they don't want to wait, they got Seth Evans right here. I don't know what they're waiting on. Outside of, they just finished their Holiday Bowl against SMU. It did not go well. But I believe he's going to do very well at Sac State as the head coach. I really believe that.
Yeah.
All right, let's push it.
What did you think of the baggy jerseys and pants?
Yeah, I didn't. You guys look like 1950s baseball players out there. And I tell you why, I think what it was is the sizes just ran bigger. So like you had like a large, right?
I had like a large. The first
you
time.
Probably needed to be in a small to look right, and because it was very stretchy.
And it was very stretchy.
So
then I went down a size. I went to a medium, and it still looked the same. I was like, yeah, I need it. I started because Zion, he got the pants from last year. He asked for some new pants. Coach Daniel was able to find some new, some of the ones from last year. So a couple of players from Team Dream this year were wearing last year's pants. And I'm like, I should have just brought all my gear from last year and I should have just put it on.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's okay. I'll still land that boomstick though. That's all I care about.
Yeah, we had some great players, and I'm following up with them now. I'm trying to go through because I've been sick. I'm trying to go through all of my X and all of my Facebook and catch up with all of these posts and get more things out there. But I got off my sick bed to help send that video out of send that information out on Joe Real Ehlinger. That young man I got off my sick bed.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Great dude.
Yeah. So we'll go from there. All right, my final
I want to shout out. I want to shout out one dude real quick.
Go ahead.
My boy Hunter, number 88. Oh, that's my boy.
Hunter Colegrove.
Hunter Colegrove. That's my boy. Now everybody else on the defense and on the offense, everybody on the team was great, phenomenal. But the one dude who really, really matched my energy was Hunter Colegrove, number 88. We had a corner from Commerce. He picked off the ball. And then he fumbled it, but it was in the air. Yeah, Hunter Colegrove caught it, and he reached out and he got in that end zone. I was like, oh yeah.
Hunter Colegrove is a lineman. You know he's a state champion, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, his school won the 5A state championship.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but when it's not how he scored. It's the celebration he had in the end zone with all his teammates after he scored. Yeah,
everybody rushed over. Oh my gosh!
It was Zamir. But shout out to Zamir Huff because he made the play. Yeah, so Zamir Huff picks the ball off, and then he gets popped, and the ball goes to the 1 yard line. Hunter picks it up and lands in the end zone. Touchdown.
Bingo.
That was the first touchdown of the game.
That was the first touchdown of the game.
But let me tell you what I like about Zamir. Prior to Zamir, the series before Zamir got that interception, I had to chew his butt out because somebody from Teamwork did something to him and he squared up on him like to prepare to fight.
Yeah.
And so we got him off the field and I pulled him aside and I chewed into him because I said, man, you are an all-star. You are an amazing athlete. What are you out there allowing yourself to look like this in front of company? You better than that. Don't do that. I said, now I love you. Now it's over. We ain't gonna go back out there and make a play. He says, okay, coach. Okay, coach. He took. Now see, here's why Zamir Huff is gonna go places. I got on his behind on a live broadcast. Now I don't know if the camera was looking at it. If the cameras was on us, I didn't know it. And I probably wouldn't have gone in on him as much if I thought the cameras was on us, because I wouldn't want him to have to live that, right? But he's a phenomenal athlete, and he took to the criticism for two reasons. One, he knew what I was telling him was in love, and two, he knew he was wrong, right? I'm like, boy, you got a chance to play at the next level, and the last thing you can do is ruin it. It's football. You got a face mask on. So what? He did this, that, and the third. Go out there and make a play on it. I said, now this is over. We ain't gonna talk about this no more. I need you to go out there and make a play. The very next series is when he got that pick. Yep. So yeah, I was celebrating him big time. Because he did a great job. He took to the training. He did not melt. He did not become an avatar. He was a young man who understood coaching, who understood that the coach loved him in spite of his mistake, and then empowered him to go back in there and play football at a level that the entire coaching staff believed he could play, and he went out there and made a play for him. And that's how Hunter Colgrove got that touchdown. Because Zamir Huff was able to take good coaching, and he has good character himself, and he just got back to good character, went back in there, and God blessed him to make a play because he was exemplifying great character. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right, let me give my final words. For those of you who don't know, earlier when I got back from Georgia, the entire time I was in Georgia, in my head, I'm writing my resignation letter to Monroe Catholic High School. Ever since Thanksgiving, I have been monitoring a few things on campus and wanting to see, is this where God wants me to be, or is this just where I'm at? Does this school want me here really? Or am I just here because I bring something to the table that helps us win? It's been noted that that I am the coach that built the football program. It's been noted that I'm the coach that built the track and field program. We weren't winning prior to me being there. I don't think it's because of me. I think it's because of what I bring to the table with the collection of coaches that we have there. But after Thanksgiving, I kind of came to the conclusion that if my coaching career is going to matter, it can't be about what I'm getting out of it. Will I get coach of the year? Will I get assistant coach of the year? Will I get position coach of the year? Will I get an opportunity to parlay all that I have done and go to the next level in coach? What it came down to me was this. Some kids, no matter what, are going to have opportunities. Monroe Catholic, Bellarmine, Prep, schools of that nature, Bishop O'Dowd. Students who go to those programs, whether I'm there or not, the leveraged resources that their parents and beyond have, those kids are going to be all right. They're going to college even if football is not going to be played by them after they get out of high school. There's a plan in place for them. But when I think about the inner city athlete, which is where my son comes from, how do I justify helping a kid go off to college and get a scholarship playing football, who, if I'm not there, his parents got money to send him to school, even if he doesn't have a scholarship? And yet there are kids in the inner city who, if I am not a part of their village, if I'm not helping coach them, if I'm not a part of the recruiting network that helps them get to college, Those are the same kids that after high school, they'll be taking my order at Starbucks. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a coach like me helping kids of privilege consistently get into college who are going to go anyway, while refusing to assist high school athletes who got to take 2 buses just to get to school? Kids who got to cross yellow tape. They're athletes too. They don't have anybody maneuvering their families through the recruiting process. These kids are practicing just as hard. They're playing and they don't have the resource. They don't have sleds. They don't have, 10 leather footballs in practice. They don't have a kicker. And if they do have a kicker, then they don't have a backup quarterback. It's always some type of deficit in the inner city. They don't have healthy snacks. Most of these inner city schools are in a food desert. The kids get their food from the gas station. There are no restaurants nearby. There are no fast food spots with healthy choices nearby. They're getting their food at the local gas station. So with the ending days that I have, 2 things. I want to be where I'm loved. I want to be where it matters to those that are there, that they realize that what I bring to the table is going to greatly benefit their future. And I want to be able to help young kids in the inner city who play the sports that I love coaching, boys and girls. I want to be able to parlay the information that I have, the relationships with coaches and institutions at the next level that I have built. I want to be able to get those young people to college for free because I know their parents don't have the money. These kids ain't riding around in Teslas. They got bus passes. They got Clipper cards. They got scooters. They got bikes.
They walk.
They walk miles. And they got to walk miles after school's over. It's not about me. It's about what I can do for the kids who live in the general area that I live and help them get off to college and get their lives established in a more pure and perfect way. So to my JV players, well, all of my athletes at Monroe Catholic, when I came back, I officially rendered my resignation. Now, my resignation wasn't based on sports. My resignation was more based upon things that I have been dealing with regarding administration. I don't want to ever be a part of an organization that feels they got to follow some other organization in order to be great. Greatness is from within. It is not from looking without at another spot and envying them and then trying to duplicate what they're doing without the knowledge as to why they even did it. That never works. All it does is create unnecessary taxation, and all it does is create unnecessary confusion. And in the words of in the streets, it feels like clickbait. It feels like a bait and switch. I believe that the future of football, many kids will have the grades to get into a 4-year institution. But if you play football and football is what you plan on doing, you're not going to a 4-year institution. So that same kid who is choosing the private school because they want to play in a Power 5, that kid, what he doesn't know is their parent is going to pay 4 years worth of tuition, even if it's at a reduced rate. And you are going to be in 13th grade playing behind some kid in the inner city who went to a public school. So I don't believe that private schools are going to be getting the best athletes anyway. And I think those of us who can coach regardless of public or private, I believe we need to bring a private school program to the public school setting and create a better equitable playing field for the future.
Yep.
So for the athletes that I have coached, I love y'all and I will continue to be proud supporters of you. But at this stage in my life, it is thoroughly important for me to go back and build a bridge for these inner city athletes who, without someone like me and others like me, when they're done with high school, they're going to be done with school. We cannot have that. And so we're going to go and help build a bridge to help get these young athletes, these young students in the inner city, public school students. We want to get them the same opportunity that they're currently not being afforded. And so with that, I say good night and God bless. Yo, shout out, Seth.
It's been a great journey. It's been a great journey. Rough. A lot of thorns and glass pieces, but hey, it's been a great journey. It's how we got here. So shout out to everybody, everybody who's listening. Shout out to Paul in the comment section. Been at it this whole time. Thank you so much. But yeah, hey, it's finale. Thank you guys all for sticking with me my whole high school career. And best believe you guys will be tuned in on
dude, your high school career is over.
I know. It's over.
Let's see if we can hit that 10-8 though. We working on it.
You got it. Yep, we working on that. Hey, go on my right there. Perfect. Then IG, Twitter, Seth QUYN Evans at Seth QUYN Evans. That's literally all it is. Hey, just go see the work that I put in. Everything's just yes.
God bless y'all. God keep you. Season 3 is in the books.
Yeah.
Finale. Episode.
Last thing, if you just want to send some money to my Cash App at Bittercup Media, anything that you send that's not related to the t-shirt, my dad has to double it. So, pull through, send through. Shout out everybody, man. Thank you guys so much. Hey, and most of all, we got to thank my pops. Thank you, Dad.